And with that wonderful victory under our belt, we have now collected all 8 gym badges, and we can now make our way onto the Pokemon League. Now, as we exit the gym, Professor Juniper here will give us some information here about how proud she is and whatever. Now, she also has a very cool item she will now give us. The Master Ball. A Pokeball which is guaranteed to catch any Pokemon instantly, or 100%. Now, unfortunately, there is only one Master Ball in the game. Now, I guess you're supposed to use it for an upcoming legendary near the end of the story, but I'm actually going to save it because there is actually a roaming legendary. Now, if you're unfamiliar with roaming legendaries, they're essentially legendaries which roam around the land and they sort of run off when you try and capture them. Very annoying. I don't like them, and I'm not really bothered. So I will be catching them later, but essentially, yeah, that's what I'm saving my Master Ball for. Route 7. Now, this is the introduction to the legendary we're going to be capturing later on. But, well, to be fair about roaming legendaries, the Pokemon aren't necessarily bad, it's just, I'm not going to chase you, I don't care. I mean, if I've got a Master Ball, yeah, I'll do it, but other than that, I'm not really bothered. Because it can be very annoying, because you sort of encounter this legendary after looking for them for a while. You maybe can get one move in when you battle them, and then they just run off, and you have to find them again. So, yeah, very annoying. But, yep. Once you've completed the 8th gym, you go to Route 7 here, and this old woman will stop you and fill you in. Now, the type of legendary you get here, or you can get later on, is either Tornadus or Thundurus, depending whether you've got Pokemon Black or Pokemon White. And yep, for a start, Thundurus is a flying electric type, and Tornadus is actually a pure flying type, which is the first pure flying type we've had in Pokemon ever. And again, I said before that I never really thought of flying as a proper type. I just thought of it as a secondary type only. But yeah, now that there is a pure flying type, that does sort of help legitimize flying as a proper full-blooded type, I guess. Now this is Pokemon White, so we'll be getting Thundurus. If we had Pokemon Black, it would be Tornadus. And honestly, I guess I prefer Thundurus because it's an electric flying type, which is a better combination than just a pure flying type, so... Yep, and that's the only glimpse we get of it. But don't worry, we'll be seeing him a lot later on. Yeah, I'll come back for him after the main story. Now, if you're wondering about how you capture him, well, you go to this point here, and you check the weather reports. And if they say there's a strange storm en route, whatever, yeah, that's where Tornadus or Thundurus will turn up. And now this is the last route before we face the Elite Four, so yep, you might want to battle every trainer you can to get some vital experience points. Now of course you see the Pokeballs lying around here, well, yeah, they're fungus. Those little fungus creatures again, so don't get too excited. Now, something I did praise this game for is having like 150 new Pokemon and having just those 150 in the regional Pokédex. It makes the game feel really fresh and new. But on the downside is that you do get a lot of repeats with only 150. Like for example the Fraxor here, we've seen loads of these Fraxors. But I guess I'd rather have quality over quantity. Now, when you face the Elite Four, their Pokemon will be around level 50, so you at least want to be that amount. But yeah, well, you'll see more of that when we eventually get there, of course. Now this is E-Electric. Now, if you remember Charged Stone Cave, there is actually like a floating fish Pokemon which evolves into this Pokemon. And it's an electric type that has Levitate as an ability, so effectively it has no weaknesses. But if you think this guy can be a bit annoying, you should see his evolved form, Electros. But yeah, that's why I wanted to show off this battle, because of this Pokemon. A rather looking eel. Yeah, again, it's just a pure electric type. It's not even a water type. Now this is another Pokemon I wanted to show off, Excelia. Or shall I say Excelgor? Yeah, he's a pure bug type Pokemon, looks pretty fancy. And yeah, he does look like a really cool ninja type. Although he's sort of wearing a helmet. I'm not exactly sure what Pokemon he's based upon. Apparently he's a shell out Pokemon. So I guess he's like Ninjask, sort of like the shell of a Pokemon insect or whatever. I'm looking at his trivia page on Bulbapedia, and apparently he's a bagworm Pokemon or something. Or at least based on the pupa of a bagworm. And if you recall his evolution, you get this Pokemon by giving him an item and then trading him with a Shelmet. Alright, no, you trade a Shelmet for a Carablast. Okay, and then they evolve or something. It's very... I'm losing track of all these convoluted evolutionary paths. But anyway, there you go. And here we have our final encounter with our two buddies here. Or at least the final encounter before the end of the story. Yeah, and be warned, because that battle can actually surprise you, I guess. Yeah, as you can see, all four of these Pokemon are fully evolved, although I think they were last time. I guess I lose track. Unfortunately, Webb starts off with a Thunderbolt and takes out his Unfezant fairly quickly. And that's the good thing about Thunderbolt, is the fact that you can get it before the end of the original story. And what I mean is, for like other moves like Ice Beam and Flamethrower, you can only get those after you complete the main story. So at least we get Thunderbolt. Oh, here's a bit of trivia I learnt about Excelgor. Apparently, according to the evolution, Carablast steals its armour. So as a result, its defense and special defense are lower than its pre-evolved form. But it has a higher speed. So that's kind of odd. So I guess the best thing to do would be to raise a Shelmet to level 100. Then that way, it will grow and raise its defense and special defense. And then when it evolves into the Excelgor, it will get a boost on its speed, but it would still have the growth it got a Shelmet. If you get what I'm talking about, because I do realise some stats go down as Pokemon evolve. Like I think some of Cypher's stats are lower. Some of Cypher's stats are higher than Sizer. So when it comes to those kind of evolutions, are you better off raising your original form to level 100? Then as it grows over those levels, it will gain the growth on their stats. So when it evolves, it doesn't. So when it evolves, then it doesn't have to level up and gain like a lower amount of growth on those stats. If you get what I mean. It's like in the anime when they establish that Raichu can only learn its agility in its Pikachu phase or something. But then again, I'm getting quite metagame on you here. So yeah, thanks for the experience points, Sharon. Oh, by the way, if I didn't mention it, Emboar is a badass looking Pokemon. He is really cool. It's just, yeah, again, another firefighting type, which is why I sort of resist using it. This is nice. We get sort of a little heart-to-heart here. You know, I did look at the river at the bottom, and I don't think there's a way to get down there. Then again, I could be wrong. Maybe there's a waterfall here I'm forgetting about. Ooh, a Dawnstone. I lose track of all these stones. There's so many in Pokemon nowadays. Oh, and here we go, another Dusk Stone. TM Roar. That's a non-damaging move, but it forces your Pokemon to switch out in battle. No, it forces your enemy to switch out in battle. Oh great, another interesting battle here. Ooh, now, this is the sort of winter form of Swarbuk, or Swashbuck. And yeah, he looks pretty cool. Now, he is still a normal grass type. His type doesn't change with the weather. Which, I guess it's better that way. But, yep, there he goes. And I just want to say, that's a pretty cool design, actually. Well, I do wonder if the seasons will be returning in Pokemon 6. Pokemon Gen 6. Now, here we have a Jellicent. The sort of jellyfish Pokemon that's part water, part ghost. And this is sort of the female design. It's very pink and fluffy. And there it goes. Yeah, Cumberbatch is a beast at this point. We have the veteran here, sends out a Beartic with his huge icicle beard, and there's something about Beartic's design I don't like, and I think his arms are too thin at the top. He seems very bottom heavy. But fortunately Mitchell will take him out. And a burn to boost. How unfortunate. Oh crap, he knows Rock Slide. You should have used that from the beginning, mate. Yeah, you can see even though Mitchell is at a higher level, he's not exactly sweeping these enemies. He's not particularly as strong a Pokemon, I don't think. You know, he does have his uses. And if he has, like any Pokemon, if they have a type advantage, that's very beneficial. Oh, and here we have it. It's sort of a Cavalier Pokemon here. He looks badass. He's like a knight. He's got like a Roman helmet and 2 lances. Escavalier, that's his name. Again, he's the evolved form of Karrablast. And to get that Pokemon, you trade a Karrablast for a Shelmet. And apparently what happens is Karrablast sort of steals Shelmet's armour and then becomes Escavalier like we just saw. which it's really an interesting way to evolve, actually. A bit gimmick, but and Giga Drain, yeah, I don't really think so. I think the Leaf Blade works best for Cumberbatch. And if you recall, I went back to the house of the move tutor, the hot scale move tutor, to teach my Cumberbatch coil again. Because if you recall, I actually turned that down the first time, but then went back to teaching him. I think it was in Mistralton City. Yeah, it was. Anyway, with that, let's go on. Okay, the first gym, that's the Troy badge, and that's when we defeated those 3 guys at the restaurant. In this case, that was this game's fire gym. Now the second gym, this is where we fought Lenora, and yeah, that's the normal type gym, so we get like a generic whatever. I've actually forgotten the third gym. I think it was the bug gym. No, this is the bug gym. I'm confused now. Oh yeah, it was. And now this is the electric gym with Elisa, the high-powered fashion model. And I will say this path is really well done. It's very interesting. Each gym has its own gimmick here. Of course, this represents the ground type gym we fought Clay in. This represents the flying type gym, the jet badge. Thank you very much, sir. And oh look, I'm walking on air. Whee! And I guess this would be the ice gym, where we fought Bryson. And yay, another starting ice puzzle. Okay, you do spoil me. So after this, it's the Dragon Gym, and that's the end of this path here. I love it. It's very unique. It's very interestingly designed, and it's a good build-up towards the Elite Four. So join me again in the next part,